Shalom. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Abishai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders. Salutations to all my fellow laborers doing this work in truth and sincerity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so now more so than ever. To the scattered elect that are scattered around the four corners of the earth that be like unto the speckled bird, the Israelite foreigners. And to the Akwaf that are listening and learning, to you I say Shalom. This is your brother Malcolm from the branch of the Great Millstone. From the branch of Great Millstone here in Chicago. And this lesson, I think I'm going to call Nero Burned Down Rome. All right, and we all know that he blamed it on the Jews. Well, this whole thing, this whole planned economic collapse is being done by none other than E himself. And he's using all these other devices, people, and events, viruses to cover up what he's doing, and people are freaking out. As I speak to you, they're looting all over the city that I'm in. It's hadn't even gotten dark yet. I went to the grocery store, and had I gotten there 20 minutes earlier, I would have probably been able. You can hear gunshots outside. Had I gotten there 20 minutes earlier, I would have been able to shop, but they shut it down because they had just tried to hit the Walgreens across the street from the Pete's, so they ended up shutting. And and anyone who's familiar with Chicago, that's on the east side, around 118th. But they shut down the Walgreens, so then Pete shut down right after it, and they cut off all the streets that led you into Indiana. All right. So without any further ado, let me just grab a quick scripture. This is Isaiah 33:6, and it reads, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation, the fear of Yahweh is his treasure." So this wisdom and this knowledge is our stability. We're actually probably the among the few people on the earth that are actually that's actually excited about what's going on. All right, everyone else is freaking out. They're seeing their future disappear, and their businesses and their jobs and their hopes and their dreams. And all I see is that the kingdom is near. Nothing else matters. So without any further ado, let's let just a little bit. Let's let this video play, and I'll interject and bring in some scriptures here and there. But once again, my guy at the John X Army, he's pretty diligent with his research, and he's very diligent in getting his message out, which a lot of you Israelites said need to take note of that. All right, because some of you brothers are slacking. But without any further ado, let's let it play.
This right here? Yeah, this the setup. All right, welcome to the channel. I'm John X Army. I have some very important information for you. I want you to share this video far and wide in one last ditch effort to wake up the sleeping population. Now, I've driven all day yesterday and half the night last night to get to my new location, and what I've seen is utterly stunning. The mind-controlled program state that Americans are in, it's no good, and it's destroying the country. We are playing right into their hands. And from the fake coronavirus pandemic that was blown out of proportion to put everybody on lockdown, to the staged George Floyd killing that was used to spark riots nationwide, until now even the riots have been orchestrated and staged. We have police officers dressed in all black, breaking out windows. We even have pallets of bricks being left on street corners in the cities that are rioting in hopes that the protesters will get the bricks and destroy everything.
And he's going to show you the evidence of that, how they set up pallets of bricks in the hot spots where they knew the protesters would be, and just left them on the streets. And don't think that this is something that's out of character of Esau Edom, because they've done this for years. They would dress up like Gad all the time and attack homesteads and Edomite farms and homesteaders and things like that, just to have an excuse to bring in the soldiers so that they could kill the Gadites and remove them off their land. Let us not forget the historical lesson of the Boston Tea Party. And I always bring that up and talk about the fact that we have no idea, because they never wrote it down, how many natives, how many Gadites were killed, persecuted, and terrorized after that false act was blamed upon them. The damage that was done to them as a people, it was never written down. Maybe one day that history will surface. But let me grab Sirach, all right? Because the operation of deceit, you know, to accomplish agendas is nothing new. This is especially with Esau Edom, but this is Sirach, or the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach, the 10th chapter and the 8th verse, and it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. And that's what we're witnessing. All right, we're witnessing it on two fronts, because he is trying to translate the kingdom from the people into the hands of the elites only. And then at the same time, Yahweh Shai is translating the kingdom from them to the kingdom of Israel. And that's exactly what you're witnessing. They're destroying themselves. As a matter of fact, their plan of playing chaos is gotten out of control. They don't have control over their own chaos. Because I guarantee you that this event with these riots, that wasn't supposed to happen. They were planning on opening up. It was supposed to happen, but not now. It happened. They were forced. Their hand was forced. And the reason their hand was forced is because the COVID pandemic was too exposed. It was too compromised. It had once again, the storyline had more holes in it than Swiss cheese. A lot of the people who were implementing and pushing it were already on record. You know, for example, Fauci was caught on camera on record saying how wearing a mask compromises your respiratory system because it keeps the carbon monoxide that you breathe out into your body. You're breathing it right back over again. So it actually compromises your respiratory system. When your respiratory system is compromised, your immune system is weak. All right, and that's just one of many things, you know, and how the regular influenza flu is actually kills more people and is more dangerous than the COVID is. So they did blow it out of proportion. Why? Because they're trying to translate the kingdom from the regular people to the elites only. But they're going to lose. All right? Let's let a little more play.
So that they can roll in martial law. Now, I'm going to let you watch the video evidence of these pallets of bricks left on street corners, and then we'll come right back because I have a recommendation for you.
This right here?
Yeah, they put them there.
This the setup.
They put them there on purpose,
Y'all know
bro.
where we at.
They gonna set them on right up on the round.
Y'all know what building this is
Come
right
on
here.
now.
I ain't even gonna say what name it is.
Hey, where do them bricks go to? Where do them
This
bricks
is
go
setup.
to?
There you have it. I don't know what else you need. George Floyd knew the police officer that supposedly killed him. The police officer was also seen, that same police officer was seen at Sandy Hook and the Boston bombing. This is clearly a staged event.
Actually, let's go
just
back
as
and let's
coronavirus
pause
was.
that.
They're trying to cause a civil war. Sandy Hook and the Boston bombing.
Let's take a moment of silence and really take that in. All right? Really take that in. Okay.
This is clearly a staged event, just as coronavirus was. They're trying to cause a civil war and destroy America. At this point, if you're out protesting or if you're wearing a face mask...
And why are they doing that? They're doing it so that they can usher in their new currency system. This is going to clearly destroy the dollar. And now what's funny too is that the other nations, especially the nations that have enmity with America, are pointing out their hypocrisy. Because when they were rioting in China, they were telling these people that they were saying that, you know, that these people are heroes and blah, blah, blah. And now it's happening here in America, man. And I'm going to tell you, man, a lot of this destruction is being done also at the hands of Edomites themselves. They're some of the main conspirators out there that are leading the charge and setting this whole thing up. All right. But once again, you know, and when you're watching the media, when you're really paying attention, there's lots of Edomites in the crowds just looting and doing all the stuff too. So I'm you know, interested to see the twist on it. Or, you know, they're just gonna find all the footage that only shows brown faces and just play that over and over again. You know, who knows? But as I said, this whole plan, the bottom is falling out of it. So now, and they had to move too fast, and now they're bringing in martial law. But you know, this is all in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Shai, because this is his movie, this is his program, and it's all being done on his time. And it doesn't look like anything's gonna open up. You can't barely even travel around Chicago, man. You can't move, which is gonna lead us right to Ezra's. But before we get there, let's read let's go to Revelation, the 13th chapter, because that's what this is leading to, man. This is the book of Revelations and the 13th chapter, and I'm start at the 15th verse, and it reads, "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed." You could also, that's the people who don't want to take the you know, for example, that's the people who say they won't and do not want to take the chip, nor the vaccination. Why you want to take a vaccination for something that's not even, the vaccination is going to do more harm to people than the actual COVID itself. Promise you that. They're predicting a second wave, which I think he's going to speak on. And why? Because when they start, and now they're bringing in the military, it'll be easy to you know, to go door to door, house to house. They want to try to take away all the legal guns, disarm everyone, and you know, test you or give you that fascination. And if you don't take it, they're going to take you to a FEMA camp. All right. Matter of fact, before I continue to read, this same book of Revelation, let's jump to Revelation 2 and 10, which reads, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison." That's how you know the devil has a human counterpart here on earth, the wicked. And the wicked were identified as Rome. And we all know that the Romans were what? Edomites. And the Edomites are still here today, contrary to the lies that the Christian churches teach. But it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So that's the spirit that I pray, man, to get that crown of life in it. And if I have to die, then Lord, give me the strength and the spirit to face death valiantly. Okay, because I know that I believe in this word, and this word said that if you die serving the Lord, you're going to be among the first to get raised up, and I believe that. If you don't believe that, that's on you. All right. Back in Revelation, it says, verse 16, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man shall buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man." That same devil in Revelation 2 and 10. All right. And his number is 636. All right.
I'd have to say you're probably a programmed bot. You've fallen victim to their mind control. Now, I went to the grocery store today, and it was like the freaking Twilight Zone. All these idiots walking around wearing masks. I wanted to scream and yell in the middle of the store and tell them that wearing a little paper mask doesn't filter out the coronavirus anyway, but what it does do is it reduces your immune system so that maybe on the next wave, or when they release a real virus, you actually do get sick. Now, these protests, People from out of state are being paid to come protest in the cities and destroy the cities. You have the video evidence, pallets of bricks on the...
I just watched a video where Edomite police lieutenant or police chief talked about how Antifa and white males are hijacking this protest to push their agenda. So, I mean, how much evidence do you need, man? This is all controlled. Antifa is controlled by Esau Edom. You know, that's just controlled opposition because the president just declared them a terrorist group. I don't know if he has the power to do that, but he did say it.
Street corners to instigate the riots. I don't know what else we can do to wake people up. If this information doesn't shake you out of your chair, I don't know what will. Now, here's my personal recommendation. Last month, gun stores were closed for a short time due to the coronavirus panic. Expect them to close again, either A, because the riots are going to close them, or B.
The gun stores are selling out like crazy, and these Edomites are buying up guns and buying up ammunition like crazy.
Because, wink, wink, there's another wave of coronavirus coming, and they're probably going to close them down then. So this is your last chance. If you're not insane, if you're not a felon, you need to go to the gun store and get you an AR-15 style weapon with a high-capacity magazine, preferably one that uses rounds that are easy to get, common rounds, 5.56, 223, 7.62, something like that. You need to get you a rifle. This is probably the last chance. Now, why do you need a rifle? Is it to go out and hurt people? No. Is it to shoot looters? No. You don't need to hurt anyone, but you need a rifle to defend your family because it might come to that. People might come into your home to rob you. The government...
You better believe that's going to happen because what no one seems to be talking about at the time is that we're also in the middle of a food shortage, which is about to reveal itself seriously this very month of June. Going into July and August, how food prices are going to inflate even more, and we're getting very, very close to hyperinflation. So yes, as a matter of fact, my neighbor, you know, I have collected swords. You know, I'm a martial artist. I collected swords over years, and I don't have as many as I used to because most of them I gave away as gifts or sold them. All right, but he asked me if he could have one of my swords. And no, you can't. All right, but nevertheless, it just goes to show you the mindset that people are into. You know, and it probably will come to that. Not that a sword or any sort of rifle, like he's saying, is going to save you. If the Lord is not with you, man, it don't matter what you got. You're done. You're finished. But it wouldn't be the craziest thing to be able to defend yourself. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. There's no sin in that.
Might come down your street and try to round people up for camps. This is your last chance to exercise your last little bit of freedom, your right as an American to own a firearm. You need to make sure you have a firearm at this point because they're going to shut it down at any minute. You guys, share this video. Wake people up. Let your friends and family know coronavirus was blown way out of proportion. The masks don't work. I was in the grocery store.
Everything he just said is so true. That last portion. The masks don't work, and it was blown way out of proportion. You're talking about what's that saying? You give them an inch, they take a mile. No, this one you gave them an inch and they took 10 miles. All right, but this is Second Ezra 16 and 17. It reads, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and the great mournings and the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? All right. 19. Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So the Lord is sending it for an amendment, man. Meaning people have to pay for what they've done. All right. And the people have to pay to what they've done to the Lord's chosen, especially his elect. All right, because the Lord, you know, He'll let a 2/3 die without even thinking about it. All right, but then He'll turn around and punish you for killing the 2/3 because that 2/3 still was the apple of His eye. That 2/3 is still an Israelite. Okay, and here's where we stand now. This is 2 Ezra 15 and 15. And it reads, actually I'm going to start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hand. Hey, they was out there beating up and roughing up cops, man. And now you're going to bring in the National Guard. The National Guard's not going to be here for long because they're going to change them out for more than likely the United Nations, those blue hats. Because all these National Guard units are going to get sent over to the wars that are going to be conveniently going on overseas. And the National Guards are not, you know, being that they are Americans, and sometimes they're going to be sent to their hometowns and towns where they have family, they're going to be reluctant to really smash on the people, all right? So, but those foreign soldiers won't. So when they send the off the Northern Army, when they send the army away from North America and send them overseas, those foreign soldiers are going to come in here and they're going to rape, rob, and pillage. They're going to be worse than anything you've seen. All right? And it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And you're seeing that now, all right, with the way that they're invading into these businesses, and pretty soon they're going to be invading into people's homes. That's not long off, all right? It's getting ready to be a lot of robberies and rapes and murders, okay? It's getting ready to be a lot of that. And then they're blocking off cities. Right? Like I said, Indiana, I'm near the border of Indiana, and we usually go there to get gas, you know, because it's cheaper. And we couldn't go to Indiana. They had the Indiana police had all the roads leaving Chicago blocked off. And in verse 17, it says, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So all you scoffers and all you people who laughed and mocked, you know, I wonder how much you're laughing now. With that, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bashim Abishai, Ba'ashem Wakakwadash, Wa Abba Babal, Shalom.